and I've been in every Facebook fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the kingdoms sold slaves. Like a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
kingdoms sold. They didn't get it. Didn't set in like what everybody was doing. The concept of it didn't set in. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's cool. I like the way they kind of addressed it, but it didn't set in like what like they don't get it unless it's someone personal. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the stuff that happens in Africa is that
Yeah.
people let shit happen until it's
Mm-hmm.
personal. Like that's always been the problem. Like nobody ever has like an overlining view of
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing.
Things with you, man? How things been cooking with you?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. Checked out the movie earlier today.
Cool,
Um,
cool, cool.
it was pretty good. I want my wife to watch it because she like a lot of
Mm.
little things that would get past me.
She would
She's
get.
been there, she'll be like, nah, what the hell? What does that mean? So stuff like that. But it was pretty good. I was actually very pleasantly surprised.
Mm.
I
All
was
right.
very surprised. Performances were really good. I was able to get over the a lot of the forced accents and stuff. I was able to get
Okay.
over that pretty
You
quickly.
got over it quick. Okay.
I got
Okay.
over it pretty quickly. Lashana killed it.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. Yeah, she did.
Lashana killed it.
She had the charisma, the
Very
humor, the
good.
character.
Yeah,
She was really like the glue of like keeping
beautiful.
that thing forward. Yeah.
She was like what I felt with Letitia in BP1, where
Oh
she just
right.
blended in. I'm like, damn, she's killing it. Like
Killing it.
she killed it. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was really good. Normal movie stuff. Um, predictable parts later on, but that's like
Right.
creator shit. But it was pretty good. I'd give it a good 7.
You get 7?
For
Okay.
sure. I think it's 7
Okay.
and 10 pretty solid.
All right, bet, man, bet. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad you saw it this weekend, man. I was like, look, like, we know there's a lot of it's a very hot button subject. Yeah,
It is.
I mean, everybody has their own reason for wanting to support or not support, and even though I may not agree with everything, I do. I guess I'll try to be more respectful for those who do not want to go watch the film. But I think a little bit was possibly over exaggerated,
I agree.
and the fact that it was actually a quality film. You know what I'm saying? I think people are like, oh, this is just the woke film, and this is like, they're doing a whole bunch of changing of history, and this is just like go support because it's black. And it was like, first of all, they delivered an actually good film with the Woman King.
They did.
They did. Action, the drama, the acting, just the visuals were really good, very beautifully,
Very good.
wonderfully shot
It
film.
was beautiful.
Beautiful film. The score was good. I was just like you. I was surprised.
I
The
really
credits
was.
rolled. I was like, my guard was up. My guard was like, I'm like sitting there like,
I'm waiting for the swerve. He said, "I'm waiting for the swerve." Where's the bullshit at? I know it's
I
going
was
to get
waiting for
funny
the bullshit. I
at
was
some
like,
point.
Yeah.
by the opening credits, I'm like, by the first 10 minutes, I'm like, and then afterwards, I'm like, okay, I'm chilling. My guard's got down a little bit. But yeah, man, I'm really excited that you got to see it because we getting it straight from the source. You know what I'm saying? With you, I can only have a certain aspect of it being, a Yankee boy, being American first generation here, you being from Africa and Nigeria, knowing the culture and everything like that. You definitely can dissect it up into like just different ways that I possibly couldn't even imagine or fathom. Like you mentioned with Black Panther last year, with that one scene, which everyone still doesn't really quite know about. That's his. I mean, quick side. I've been seeing a lot of posts saying like, "Oh, this is the first Hollywood film to address slavery and Africans like involvement
The
with
African
slavery."
side of it.
Perspective.
Yeah, perspective. Right. How do you feel like? I mean, we've labeled the positives of it. Knowing the history of the Dahomey tribe and everything, like, how did you feel about the restructuring of I guess the fantasy side of that with the film and how they address that. Because that's the biggest issue. That
was the thing, right? And that's
the killer.
So like, and that's something. I mean, I know people from Oyo, so it's like evil Oyo. I'm like, these niggas is wildin', bro. These niggas is wildin' right now. Just turn them into freaking Thanos people. So that obviously that's one. Even when I'm writing, I would never make like an entire tribe the bad guy. I just couldn't. It's messy. I would have loved them to keep it messy, like the idea that they were just all good, and then but that makes it easy. Like I was like, you know what? Like you have 2 hours to deliver this. Yeah. You need to kind of like make it white and black to an extent. So I wasn't. I mean, they said I was like, y'all don't do it. But then again, I get it logistically. That part. I would have liked to see a little bit more of the evil side of the Dahomey. I would like to have seen more of that. Personally, I would have loved to see that. I think that would make it more of a
little bit more nuanced, because it was like we're just following
like we're here, we're good.
What was that? More gray instead of black and white.
Yeah, a little more gray, like cause that's the part, right? Because that's the part that's everybody's. Right. So that part was like, but the way I saw it, like this is gonna be a real, like people are gonna jump on this genre. That's what I was saying. Like, this is going to be a really good bridge. I was trying to think of what medieval films were out before Lord of the Rings, because that's what this felt like it will lead to the new stuff. That this you shouldn't use
conversation that we had.
Yeah,
conversation that we had.
There you go. So like, this won't be the standard, but it's like, oh, look what they did.
Right.
But yeah, so that part I would have loved to see a little bit more evil side of the Dahomey, outside of the wife that was kind of trifling. But yeah, that would have been really good to see, because it's never that clean. It was too clean.
It was too clean. They were literally like, we're following orders, or like we don't like it from the get go, or we're doing this just to follow orders, and then there definitely could have been more of like, you're having more of a direct involvement than just this is just a response, or we're just turning a blind eye. But definitely, like you said, they could be a little bit more of like they're enjoying some of the aspects. Like
exactly. That could have. I think that would have gone a long way.
Yeah.
But yeah, culture wise, I mean, they didn't. You know what? I liked it. They didn't try. So I prefer they don't try and mess it up, than you to try to imitate and like just completely blow it out. So they didn't go too it wasn't the most proverbial kind of speeches. When John Boyega came on, I'm like, this thing about to go off. But for the most part, the proverbs were like, they're pretty normal dialogue wise.
Basic, yeah.
Yeah, the dialogue was pretty basic. And the biggest thing that took me out for a second was the main character was supposed to be falling, obviously. Disrespectful. Whoa, bro. Would not fly on any country.
Right. She would have gotten kicked out.
She said called her an old woman at some point. I'm like, you trying to die, like right now.
Beat her ass.
Seriously, would have just beat her ass right there. So that part was, but like, who's gonna know that? Like outside of people from the continent. So that it served its purpose for the story. So I had to keep doing that. Like, oh wait, D, like calm down, like, for the story. So yeah, man, I thought it was pretty solid. I was really surprised. I'm really interested in like the editing, cause I feel like they want to edit. I could have done without the romance, but that part too. But
I think it kind of addresses some of the criticism in the sense of like black women, they're masculine, woman king, look, they're stronger than the men, they're fighting, they're taking over for the king, and kind of like that. And it's like, well, with this, the romance is the romantic side, it's like the feminine side. Like, you know, you have a young girl, didn't really live her life out that well, trying to join the homie, and I think, you know, it's a good B plot, right? It's a subplot. It kind of keeps it a little bit moving in a general direction, and it shows that not all of them were like, you know, bloodthirsty. Like, some of them had like that want to, like, hey, you know, I do want to be with a man. I do want to be, you know, have the family kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
And plus, you know, the dude was like damn near naked coming out the damn water. It's eye candy for the woman. You know what I mean?
Know, for the
girls, man.
You got to think of that part, right?
Right. It's for them. You know what I'm saying?
I was just thinking of the dude when they were on the block getting sold, and like, how many people have been up on this block getting sold, but you saw your girl, you're like, no! No way! This is absurd! 100 people done got sold already. You out here like, oh, nah! Not
my girl.
Like,
fuck them. Fuck the rest of them, but not my girl. Hell no. This is
crazy for that. I will not stand for this. This is wrong.
I'm gonna go back and get my boo. I'm gonna get my fuck the rest. I'm going back and get mine.
It worked like you said. It really worked. I was shocked. I was like, you know what? They did it. They did it. It really worked. It worked for the plot, not to go into all that. And they didn't try to. So just stay out of that extra depth part of it. Even the horror of the slavery, they didn't like go into too much. No. They just touched on it. They didn't show
anything. Yeah, you just saw people.
There wasn't enough time, bro.
Yeah, that too.
There wasn't enough. Y'all got 2 hours, so they did good. They did really good. Gladiator, no. But
no, I wouldn't say Gladiator.
No, not Gladiator, but very good. I mean, if it's the first of its genre, it's a good first. That's the way I would put it. Very right. I don't even know what I would compare it to.
It's hard to really compare it to.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we know, and essentially it's like everyone was sweating. It's like, okay, it's African Braveheart, essentially. It's African kind of like.
I can't get Braveheart.
Yeah, it's essentially, if you want to, like,
if you had to, I think it's, if you had to pick something to compare it to a Western or
version of it.
Yeah. It's for someone, because we always have that thing where we do, this is like X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
It may not be 100% like it.
True.
But it borrows. It gets that same vibe. I'll say that.
True. Yeah.
There is one scene. One of the highlights for me watching the film, we had a prior discussion with the Woman King about how we were worried about this was going to be basically them versus the colonizers, and they're only going to fight white people in the film. And like, white guy, evil white guy, bad guy. But they went into showing how others were complacent with the trade.
True.
And one of my favorite scenes, and I thought it was really cool, was the middle fight scene between the homie and the rival tribe that was basically saying, "Oh, you didn't give me enough tribute, so now we're gonna come conquer you."
Yeah.
When they run into battle, and I'm like,
that was fire.
That was fire, and it just went to my conversation like, oh, do we as a black audience, we don't want to see.
That's true. I was going to say, what's Deon going to say about this?
Right. It was like, we don't want to see black and black violence, but I'm like, Charles, like, this is a huge continent with a lot of history and
I'm about
a lot
to say,
of
when we watch Game of Thrones, isn't that white on white crime?
Right.
I was telling Charles that, isn't that white on white crime?
And you're and it was a valid concern. Are they ready? And apparently, I mean, the reviews, people are ready to see it. So that opens a lot of shit up because it's almost different. Like, so I don't want to see, and it's going to get sticky, I don't want to see gang members shoot each other up because that feels like that was a life that they had no choice to pick to an extent. Hear me out. Like, just the situation of being black in this country forces you into situations like gangs and stuff like that sometimes. So that feels like you're forced almost to take those kind of things. For the most part, most of these kingdoms they just wanted like like you have fully understood what decision you're making here.
Yeah.
Let's get it popping. Like, you know what I mean? So like there's like a sense of you've made this decision yourself. This is your fault. This is on you. We did not have to do this. We did not have to do this, like, at all.
Right.
So there's something about that feels less like I'm not crab in the bucket, but it feels less like victims. They don't feel like victims. Both two victims. They feel like opposing sides that have made a decision.
Trying to get
two teams.
Right. Two exact. So it's easier to separate as two teams. Yeah, because like I don't want to see gang, like that's like, you know, gang violence and stuff. You never want to see that because it's like half the time you talk to like a gang member, they really don't want to be there. So so that's interesting that got answered. Like, do you want to see this? So that's gonna open a whole new world of what do people actually want to see. So
I did watch a couple reviews, and some of them were like, I'll be honest with you, wasn't comfortable seeing a black woman get punched in the face, or I wasn't comfortable seeing black on black violence. And some people were saying like I wanted to see more of like how the colonizers were more involved than the African people involved. But I'm like, this is a continent with history and conflicts and tension. Of course, there's tribal warfare. Of course, there's my kingdom versus your kingdom, my tribe versus your tribe. I'm trying to get this land. I'm trying to get this resources. Let's get it on and popping. And like that's what they did. I never seen something like that. Like
that's crazy. It's interesting. It's great. I've seen not this high budget, but like
right.
I've seen like films like that. So I'm wondering if I know there was like this. I remember when Wonder Woman came out, there was like women bawling because they never seen themselves as like warrior women. So I'm wondering like the way you're having this epiphany, like who else is like, whoa, like you know what I'm saying? Like who else is? Oh shit, we're getting it popping before.
Right.
We had to do what we had to do.
Now I'll pose a question to both of y'all, since y'all have both seen the Woman King. Will this be the spark that lights a brand new path like Black Panther supposedly did?
I'm not sure. The box office is kind of meh. It did 19 million. It has a budget of 50. And I think we know that you basically need to double your budget for the marketing. So it needs about 100 mil to break even. So it did 19 mil this week. It would need. It hasn't had a worldwide release, but again, we know with this kind of film, international numbers is not going to be high.
Hey, but I bet you will on the continent.
I don't know how the box office is for Africa. I'm not sure how.
That's something I've been wanting to try and get into because I feel like that's a huge opportunity.
Yes, it could be. And I thought about that as well, Charles. As far as when we actually start making more waves and making more stuff for us. What markets will actually be sustainable for us?
Absolutely,
because we know Asia ain't gonna be
unlocked.
Maybe Japan. I feel like Japan will get. They do get down sometimes, but you know, I think to myself like more of South America and the continent.
That's a good market. I feel like Africa has the opportunity. So the thing about the issue with Africa is, the markets dispersed to different foreign nations that provide the service. If that can get consolidated, that would actually be a rival market to China. It would be a rival market. If they could figure that shit out and consolidate that shit, they're gonna start having Transformer films in Africa just for no reason. We in South Africa. I don't know why we're here. We're just in South Africa just to get that market. It could be a rival market. It really could.
Sounds like someone's got their hand in place, maybe not make that happen, but I don't know. You know, you figure something would come up to make it happen, but I'm not sure, man, because I mean, Black Panther came out. Between Black Panther and The Woman King, has there been a majority black cast film that has garnered let's just say even 1/3 of the attention and success as Black Panther?
No, but is there anything else reaching like Black Panther is? You have to remember that.
True.
There's nothing reaching like Black Panther as far as scope, presentation, and grabbing audiences in the same way. So that's something to think about as well.
That's true.
So, like,
I think Superfly tried to do that because I remember the marketing campaign. It came out like right after Black Panther and tried to kind of do that. But,
we've had some historical, the same regular historical films. We've had.
There was a big push for more positive slave films. I like after Black Underground, that show happened, and then New Harriet came out.
Yeah, Harriet.
I think Harriet was supposed to be that that's a good point because I think that was trying to piggyback off of that.
I think that's what that kind of started. That it was a weird. It's a weird thing to start that, but it kind of started that whole thing where it was less of a victim slavery movie. Like, what was the Birth of a Nation? Was that before? Or after?
I think that was after Black Panther.
So like Birth of a Nation, Harriet Tubman, Underground. There was like 5 movies about that.
What was Underground about? I don't remember that.
Underground was a show on AMC. First season was solid. It was pretty solid. Got a little rough after that, I'm gonna be honest. But the first season was really solid. It was Underground. Jussie Smollett's sister was in it. Dude that's playing Hawkman was in it.
Eldridge Hodge. Cool.
Eldridge Hodge was in it. What was the last?
I got a comment
not
here.
Heard of this.
Evan G. Lyon. Hey, what's going on? Welcome back, man. How did Coming to America do?
Oh Lord.
That was Amazon Prime, so I don't think
that movie was shitty.
Coming to America 2 was
that movie was shitty as dog shit.
Departed from that.
And the people that saw that said this movie's great. I was like, I questioned your taste.
It does. I mean, the first one's a classic. Evan says Judas and the Black Messiah. That was a really great film.
That was a great film.
Daniel Kaluuya again killed it. But I don't think it really got. I don't think it really got the attention, man. Denzel Washington. What was it? The Little Things. That. So I don't think there really has been a film like Black Panther since Black Panther. And there definitely hasn't been a film with like a black lead or a majority black cast that's reached like a fraction of that success either.
No.
So
I mean, there hasn't even been a film that's been released like that.
No, there hasn't.
Not a major release like that. Even to even have the opportunity to flop.
Right. They're all been pretty much standard period pieces, low budget comedies. Same regular kind of things. There hasn't been an attempt for like a Tenet probably would be your closest to something like that.
Don't do it, Deon. Deon, don't you dare.
But that came out the end so.
I'll say it for you, Charles. That don't count.
That don't count. The protagonist. Come on, bro.
I fuck with the protagonist, man.
I know, I get it, but he didn't get a name.
It might as well just be a box that says insert name here.
Exactly, that's what I meant.
Like when you played one of those JRPGs back in the day, where
Christopher Nolan didn't care. Was that, man?
It pops to the screen where you put your name in.
Nolan didn't care, man.
Oh shit! Yeah. But to answer your question, I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think they see it's possible, but this thing needs legs, man. It's gonna need some big legs to get people to get. I know it was hell to get this thing made, so I'm sure. I know it's gonna be hard to get this thing
bombing like a mother. They're probably counting on this thing bombing like a mother.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll do okay. I don't think it'll blow up anything. There's no way.
No.
But I was assuming the conversation and everybody's posting something about it. I think that plus when it goes to video on demand or whenever that happens, that conversation will start again.
And
that might get some people's minds like, you know what? Let's try something.
True.
So I'm curious what they'll try next. But
Charles, do you think this might be one of those rare chances where something on VOD will be just as good as when it releases or when it originally released?
Like you mean like the buzz for it?
Yeah,
because a lot of people didn't see it. A lot of people aren't going to go watch it in theaters, but they will watch it on their TV when everyone's talking about it.
Okay.
So I think it will be one of those things where it comes out, it's kind of putters out, and then it gets released, and then it's like, oh shit, I watched this again. The reviews come out, all that stuff.
Right. It reminds me of the Eternals. When Eternals came out on Disney Plus, everybody started talking about the Eternals. And it was just like, we were one of the few that saw it in theaters, and then everyone else was now starting to get to it. So I think there's a good chance with the women,
if they're
especially
smart,
the
they should not miss the opportunity to release it soon. After it's run. Don't waste time.
Right. Don't waste time. Don't try to see if you can milk it. We got Wakanda Forever coming out in November.
That shit's about to eat everything up.
It's gonna eat everything up.
Like a goddamn black hole.
Damn. And you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
We got Black Adam coming out next month. I think it's gonna. Yeah, there's competition coming out soon. So, like you said, I think just keep the train going. And hopefully, I hope it makes a profit. I hope they tries to encourage more films for more attempts. Because I think it deserved it. Evan says
that's a good showman. Greatest Showman. That's a good point.
Good example.
Greatest Showman. Actually, Greatest Showman was like in theaters for like a year.
Oh shit! Was
Greatest Showman did crazy numbers.
And it had similar controversy.
They had those sing-along releases that you could sing in the theater.
And then Barnum and Bailey, they said he was like, this piece of shit individual. So that also had controversy.
And what was it? Jumanji. When Jumanji came out, that was word of mouth as well.
The first one, right?
That started growing legs more.
Wait, didn't Jumanji do well too? It didn't do well.
No, Jumanji did extremely well.
But it didn't make its money until later weeks.
Okay, so like it's gonna have a slow start and then a bigger. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right. Evan says yet another film that got flagged for idolizing a controversial historical figure, but I don't think that to the extent of the Woman King. That's also great comment, man. Thanks for being in here and engaging, man. I think that's one of my criticisms, I guess, with the criticism is that we're kind of having like extra smoke for this film where we're not doing the same for other films. I don't think. Me personally, I that's the way I view it. I've been in every Facebook fight. Like a lot of the kingdoms sold slaves. Like a lot of the kingdom sold. They didn't get it. It didn't set in like what everybody was doing. The concept of it didn't set in. Like it's cool. I like the way they kind of addressed it, but it didn't set in like they don't get it unless it's someone personal. Like that's a lot of the stuff that happens in Africa is that people let shit happen until it's personal. Like that's always been the problem. Like nobody ever has like an overlining view of what you're doing. So that shit still stands today.
It's still like that today. It's still like that today. It's like,
oh, you hear the news? Oh, whatever. Then it happens to your friend.
Then it happens.
Someone
you're like, oh, what the fuck?
That you knew. And then it becomes a problem.
Then it becomes a problem. It's the same shit today. You're absolutely right, man.
There was a guy. Kidnapping was a huge thing, and a friend of my friend, my best man actually, his wife is well off, so their cousin was kind of picked up. It was a weird kidnapping. But she can call the freaking prime minister and they can make some noise. But like it's always, but the prime minister, this shit's been happening. But now it's like, oh, now this is an issue.
Yeah, because it's happening to you, it's an issue now.
Because now it's happening to you, and that's something that's been the problem with. That's one of Africa's biggest problems. that concept, that unity thing. As much as everyone's together, it's less in your proximity than outside, if that makes sense. Like that's one of the biggest problems. That something can be happening like a village over. Oh well, shit. It's right next to you. You're next.
Right.
You're next, nigga. Lord.
Oh shit! But yeah, you're right. They did address it with like a quote, like, you know, we justified it because we thought it was like everyone else was basically doing it. So now that we're aware of it, like that it could be a problem, we stopped it, whatever. Like, once they made us, once they made us believe that we could do it to each other, then we valued. That's what.
His speech at the end.
Yeah. So John Boyega, I'm really surprised.
John Boyega, man. I was like, go off, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was surprised he got that role, and I'm happy he did. You know.
Yeah, it's very funny.
like
I mean, he imitates the Nigerians really well.
Hey, so hold on. Before we continue, both of y'all. So I should go see this. I mean, I'm gonna go see it regardless.
Are we spoiling it?
No, it's alright. It's alright. You ain't said nothing. You ain't said nothing that deep yet.
It's a good movie.
I say go see it. It's a good movie. It's a good action drama. I'm pretty
critical. 7 is pretty good to me. A 7's pretty good. 7's pretty good. That's like the most I'll give you for something that's 7's pretty good. The things that bugged me, it didn't bring it below a 7.
Yeah.
So it's a good movie.
I enjoyed it. I gave it an 8. I mean, I thought it was. Really surprised. It's a good action. It's a good action drama film.
Very good.
Good dramatic acting. It got some emotion. Has some heart in it. You could tell they tried. You could tell they put 100.
That's
10%.
Where it is. You really tell they really tried. They really tried. It was good.
It's
pretty good.
Good to know.
Yeah. Go check it out. You could go far worse, and that's one of my things. Like,
absolutely.
You go. I've seen bullshit movies in theaters. I've seen films that had horrible messages. You know, I've own it. Like, so I'm not just gonna single out the Woman King, even if it's dead.
It's not good. Like that. And it's resonating. It's really cool to see how much it's resonating with the people I've seen. Tabitha Brown is somebody I watch a lot. She was moved by it, and I'm like, damn, this is cool that like this can make her make women feel this way to this extent. So yeah, it's really dope. Really good. Yeah, for sure. Just a good movie. A good 7. Outside of even just. And I was like, man, how could they have messed this up? I mean, there's hundreds of ways they could have messed this up.
This could have been far worse.
It really could have been.
Far worse.
It really could have been.
It could have been a train wreck. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good, man.
It was decent. Lashana Lynch. Lynch.
I gotta watch it for her. Like, even just for her, I gotta watch it again because she. I don't know, man. I don't know how people can transform like that. That was good. Like that there's this expression stuff that really gets lost when people do African shit. Chadwick killed it, Letitia killed it, and Lashana killed it. And Viola was just very stoic, so it works for her character.
It works for her. It worked for her character.
But Lashana Lynch, that braggadocious, like Nigerian
swagger,
I own everything shit.
Yeah.
That shit, you can't fake, like, she's probably part Nigerian. You can't even fake that shit. I don't know how to do it.
It's in the genes, man. It's in the genes, probably.
That shit's believable. She was good. She was really good.
To go from Captain Marvel's mom, to go from what she was in the MCU, and then to go to 007, No Way to Die, and then to go from that to this, it's like...
The range. Really good.
Different actors. Two different actors.
Even she called the girl a butterfly. That's like called like a sissy butterfly and shit. Yeah, she was good. She was good. I'm like, Viola, this girl about to take the show.
Yeah.
This girl about to take the show.
She's about to take your shit, man. That's how it felt.
She killed.
Yeah.
She actually killed it.
Hold on, we got another question here. Evan says, quick question, how is Boyega as King Gizo? He
killed it. I felt like it would be an older king that would, and maybe in history it's an older king, but what he did with it was just like this new king that's trying to. I think they said the last one was his brother. Was that right?
The last one was his brother who sold his mom. He said.
Well, sold his mom. Thanks, Fat. See, I was like, let's get that shit straight.
Damn, man. Like shit.
So
mama,
this new
what
king,
the fuck?
this new king trying to do shit different. He really came off like trying to do shit different. But Burger did it. Yeah.
I thought he did a decent job.
He did real good. He's Nigerian too. So.
Oh, Boyega?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I had no idea. I thought he was.
Yeah, he's Nigerian parents. A lot of those. So it's sticky. A lot of the
British
black
guys?
Brits. A lot of the black Brits are very African connected because it was a direct like. That's it. There was no. They didn't like do what was done in the Americas. Really, it was just a direct like. That's
From
why
there,
you'll find,
point A, point B. Yeah,
it was a point A, point B kind of thing. So especially if they just went there, they had a thing called farming in England, where people were sending their kids to like work. And this was as recent as the 1900s, to like work for a family in exchange for education and stuff like that. So a lot of the families that were there, they came up and raised their kids a normal way. It was called farming. There was a whole movie about it. So they were actually like allowed to stay together in England. So you'll find it's a lot, and I think that's why there's like it's very easy for them to swap when it comes to those roles. Letitia Wright, same thing. So
okay.
They're good Nigerian.
I thought he did really good. I thought he did a good job. I was skeptical at first. I'm like, man, like John Boyega's a king. Like he's got his accent. I'm like, I'm like, I don't know, but he did his thing. It was enjoyable. My only complaint was that I don't know, man. I feel like he could have got a 6-pack or something.
There's no ripped kings in Africa, bro.
I know. I don't know, man. That's just the American mind, man.
Son. You laying back, we ain't working out.
That's the American mind, and I'm like, damn, man, he could have got a 6-pack or something. Shit.
Nah, that was realistic. I was like, which time do you have to be working out?
See, this is why we got Charles here, man. I'm thinking like, yo, that's
what I was like, because we came out here looking ripping, like, nigga, you lying? When? Why? You lay back and drink palm wine all day.
This is behind the scenes exclusive.
I've seen
here.
them.
There
I've
are no
seen them. Y'all ain't
buff
ripped.
kings.
I've seen y'all. I know.
Hey, at least you tell it like it is. At least you tell it like it is.
Man, get out of here.
Oh shit! Oh, that's funny. That's really funny, man. But yeah, he did a good job. He killed it. He did a good job. I mean, we already talked about, we talked about the positives, talked about the negatives. Really, I guess, how did you feel about the? I think there was one part of the trailer where I think everyone became a little bit like about was when I think Lashana Lynch's character like kisses like a white guy in the trailer.
The girl, the main chick, mom, whatever. I can't keep up with her name.
The Portuguese guy.
Yeah. The romance, right?
Right. Well, no, not the light skinned guy. It's the his friend. In the trailer, it shows like them kissing.
For real?
For whatever reason. Yes.
Oh, they cut that shit.
And they
that shit
out of there. But even if they kept it, if you watch the film, you will see like, oh, she's using that as an opportunity to gain the advantage over him, maybe to stab him.
Oh, you think it happened on the part where they're getting sold?
Yes. I think that was an aspect like, okay, she sees that, oh, he's checking me out. I'm going to use his own nature against him and then break out once he's vulnerable.
Put that in the trailer.
Yeah, but it was in the trailer.
Put it in the trailer to piss people off, right?
No. Even Uncle Jack was like, please tell me this didn't happen in the film. This is the one part of the trailer that was like instantly sending bad vibes. And I don't know why they put that in the trailer because it
I mean, it definitely ignited some folks. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it was never part of the actual film. I actually didn't mind the romance between the young woman and then the light skinned dude who came from Spain. Again, you got to put the romance in it for the ladies.
I know.
You got to put in there, and you got to make one of them soft, a little bit more soft. She's the younger. It was just like
the concept that I'm driven to do this thing. No, I'm not. It's men maybe, but women, when they're like, I want to be the whatever general. I'm trying to be this great warrior. Ain't no pretty eyes and coming on gonna like distract me. Like nobody. Ain't nobody coming around. They might get the shit chopped off. That's what I felt like that drive of this girl that like left a thorn bed and then went back in for her friend.
Yeah.
So it was just that part. But after I'm like, you know what? This is like an empowering thing. It makes sense.
It made sense. And she was young, so she was like, she was like you said, she was wilding out, calling the general old woman. I'm like, backhand slap is coming. No slap. I thought she was gonna get punched. I thought nothing. I'm like,
I don't know who I'm mad at, you for not beating her or her saying that shit. You crazy.
Oh shit. Yeah. But I didn't mind that romance. I think maybe some people still might have a problem because he was like complacent, but that was his arc anyway. That character, the light-skinned guy's arc was to be like, okay, I'm no longer being complacent in slavery. I'm gonna rebel too. Help free my people, essentially. Find myself here.
Gotta get the cookie first. Once you get the cookie.
Once you get the cookie, then you can turn. Right. The game different.
You know what I mean?
You get a little taste and like, you know what? Oh shit, he put the dashiki on after that.
Wow, I should free these people. Wow, my eyes have opened.
Oh shit, he might as well grab the honk after he was done with her, man. He was set it off.
Oh man. Yeah.
That shit was funny, man. That shit's funny.
It was.
But yeah, man, I think I don't, like you said, they kept it straightforward. They kept it basic. The writers knew what they were doing. They're like, look, we ain't gonna lock your third eye with this shit. We're gonna keep it just straightforward, entertaining, direct, and try to make it and make it serviceable. And I think they did that at all fronts. So
I'm so curious if the president of Benny, he's been doing a really big his whole rule has been trying to erase that aspect of their culture. I wonder if he's gonna say anything about the movie or I just ignore it. He's been doing like a really big push to like he renamed it Benny and all that. So it'll be very interesting if he likes it or if he'll just like maybe ban it from the country.
Just ban it now. You are not allowed here.
You stupid Charles.
140 years ago, 1832, 170.
Something like
that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's fair to call this like Wakanda Light either.
No, different.
It tried to do its own thing. It could have easily been trying to. Oh, we're gonna do the Dora Milaje and a half.
We ain't gonna start comparing everything to Black Panther that's black oriented.
Thank God, and that's good, right?
No.
So more stuff. More spots.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I guess I just wish that, like, we know that these films always are like, hey, if you don't support this, you may not get more of it. And I know some of us are like, well, next time they'll get it more accurate or whatever. And I'm like, there may not be a next time. No,
it's PG-13, right?
This is PG-13. Surprisingly, too. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this shit.
Well, that's kind of graphics.
It kind of got graphic sometimes. Yeah. It did get graphic. I was, there's some heads, not shown, but like, yeah, there definitely was some. There was a good fight scene.
Yeah,
good,
very good.
Good choreography. Good choreography. Good, like, no shaky cam bullshit. I don't know what's happening. It was
thank God.
Yes,
Thank God.
yes. You gotta get the cinematographer or whatever a raise for not trying to do this.
I'm getting Snake Eyes vibes again. Just
the main reason why I didn't see that film is because I heard that shit. But the choreography was great, and it wasn't like they were just murking people. There was definitely some struggle to it. It was like, you know, they could get killed. They were vulnerable. They were the way. There was definitely some hurricanes, some Black Widow moves. There's a lot of shifting of the weight. You know, so it wasn't like, you know, they were just this invincible arms. There definitely was some drama in the sense like, oh, one of them can go. Like you never felt like they were too invincible. You always felt like
that's true.
They were one or two blows away from like, oh shit, they can die. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was very guerrilla. It was very guerrilla. I thought they would have really, especially with the whole Dora thing being they fight as a unit. It was very guerrilla. It was really like they
didn't try any tactics. Team.
It was super guerrilla.
It was just like, yo, you go over there. We just doing our own thing. Some tag team moves for sure. You know, between some friends, which was cool. But like I said, there was like no formations, no. They're like, look, we just trying to do some good scenes here. Fuck all that noise. Yeah. I'm glad they did that. Honestly, instead of attempting
it's true because if you're going too deep, then be like, you know what? Nah, that's a backwards. You're not supposed to do that. So it makes sense. It seriously was. So someone that would have always had something to say. This is the best way to for the most part get the most general everyone. I really think they did a good job. They did a good job. It's a good one. Definitely see it, D. Smith.
Okay.
Go check it out, man. Go check it out.
Add it to the repertoire.
If I would probably see it next weekend. The weekend I still have family in town, and they ain't going to the movies. So once they go, I'll be there.
Dope.
That'd be a good one to have in your back pocket that you've seen.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, for all your listeners out there, let us know what you guys think about The Woman King. Are you going to see it? Or are you not going to see it? Tell us why. Definitely respect everyone's opinion over here. You know what I mean? We're not going to try to roast anybody in the comment section unless you're one of those
crazy shit.
Unless you're one of them trolls. You know what I mean? I know the troll game can be hard around these internet parts. But yeah, man, it was a cool movie. It was enjoyable. 8 out of 10 for me. I don't think it was half the fuss was, I guess, warranted. And I know there's like a recast T'Challa crowd that kind of ran with this as well. And I don't know, man. I'm not. Black girl magic does not scare me in a sense of like, oh, they're getting the films, they're getting the movies, they're getting the roles, and this and that. And the black woman's our enemy. Like I'm not with all that, man. Like there's definitely shine for everybody.
There is.
There's shine for everybody. There is. And I think sometimes, like we mentioned before, the internet kind of creates this, even if you don't believe in it, like it creates a bubble, so to speak. And it could definitely sway you, even if you don't think it does. It could sway your opinion, because I don't think my defenses would have been this high if I wasn't seeing some of those posts or seeing some of those circles of like, I mean, and I know Hollywood hasn't done these kind of films right at all in the history as well.
Yeah. So that's part of it as well.
That's part of it as well.
But definitely just assume they fuck it up. The only complaints I've heard was about don't support this as a homie history, and it's been the same thing. I'm like, again, literally every kingdom that was prominent had some kind of hand in the slave trade. They didn't get it. It wasn't malicious. They just didn't get it. Ignorance. They just didn't get it.
It's
a sticky thing, but nobody wants to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of want to, even though I don't mess with him very often, I kind of want to know what Tariq Nasheed is gonna say.
Oh Lord,
his crazy ass.
Somebody was arguing in the Black filmmakers group and he kept saying FBA, and I had to look it up. I'm like, oh, the guy coined a term called FBA.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness. He said that the guy, I guess there's only one FBA allowed in every big budget movie or something. And I'm like, huh? What? Why? Why do you guys do this? Stop.
Oh shit! I'm looking forward to Dr. Umar's breakdown. That's gonna be.
Oh gosh, he'll start growing a dashiki in real time, and the hat will just slowly just come from it.
I need.